stand up funny, we don't want to get. Yeah, that's just, that's what I thought, yeah. So, this sort of stuff is a Nazi,
Hello, Flat Earth researchers, debaters and debunkers. I'm just driving up Kamala Hill here in Phuket. It's quite a high vantage point. So, wanted to, yeah, hi, it does look flat. Share this lovely view with you. Hey, hey, hey. B. Thomas. Can't tell who the Ashby, yeah, the Flat Earth Warriors, hi. Morning, alright, it's the afternoon, coming on for the afternoon for me now. But just have a look at this horizon. Yeah, it's very, very hot here. Not sure you believe it's on TV. So, you know, according to your average Globie, they will look across this vast vista and, yep, they will have faith that where that horizon is, water starts to bend away. It's all you got to look at, it's all you got to see and realise that the globe cult religion is a faith. Faith in non-existent curvature, faith in a god called gravity that would somehow make this water stick to the outside of a sphere. It's nuts. It's a mirage. Absolutely nuts. Yeah? Nice little beach down there. Alright. That's Kamala Beach over there, just beyond there. It's very, very packed at the moment. It's high season. Yeah. Hi, B. Thomas. Yeah, it's lovely. Really, I'm getting scorched in the sun here. I'm burning up. I'm going to try and find the shade a second. Hang on a minute. Try and keep this steady so we can just enjoy the view here. Yeah. But that's the thing, isn't it? You know, you've got all these arguments. Some Globie sent me a list of like 40 things, you know, 40 things that they, you know, that 40 arguments that they have for the globe, you know, their so-called evidence. Things like, you know, the moon being upside down in Australia, Coriolis and stars, different stars in the northern and southern hemispheres and all that stuff, all of which have got explanations. Oh, you know, Eratosthenes and all, you know, all these ridiculous things. But what, if you ask them if they have any fundamental, measurable proof of curvature on the Earth, does anyone have any proof that at that horizon everything changes and it all starts to curve away from us? No, nothing, zero. You know, the globe was never ever a discovery. It never was. You know, it was just created, cobbled together by priests. Yeah. And isn't it amazing? You just try asking any of these globers. You know, and then they'll come back at you with all these ridiculous things and arguments, and you're stupid, you're an idiot, you're a moron, you don't get it, you don't understand, you're stupid. That's the Dunning-Kruger right there, where you believe you're smart because you can perceive this or that and draw circles with lines going down to the center and saying, that's down, that is. While all the while refusing to look at reality. So this whole thing, when you start looking at it, is just, you realize that there are all these contradictions, and the only people that contradict themselves are those with a faith. Yet they tout it as science. Yeah, the globe was merely announced, period, yeah. Oh, Jazz, hi, that's you. Hey, man. All right. JB, globers need to explain where the code... Yeah, no, explanations. Well, to be honest, no, explanations, that's the thing. That's all we've ever had. Explanations. And the more explanations you know, they could do themselves a really good favor if they said, for example, okay, all right, well, look, all right, we'll agree that the Foucault's pendulum isn't proof, because actually now in this day and age of flight, we've realized that flying across the earth doesn't change anything. You don't go one way or the other any faster or quicker if you're flying. So that in itself debunks the Foucault's pendulum, you know. So what they should do, if they could do themselves a real favor and say, all right, well, okay, we've got to agree now that the Foucault's pendulum was never a proof that we live on a spinning globe. But they can't do that, because that's part of their scripture. And all these explanations are part of their scripture. And that's the thing. It's when you start, you know, I'm thankful for all these people that have brought these arguments forward, because, you know, that's what happens, is they start arguing with you, and then you soon realize that they haven't thought about the arguments that they're bringing forth, and it's all this compartmentalized so-called proofs that they give you. Yeah. And then you just, you know, you just look around, and we know there's no curve. Simple as that. Just says the one that really grabs me is the ability to over-focus on something billions. Oh my God, yeah. Isn't it? You know, the whole narrative is all about, you know, things that are out of reach. They're all out of reach. Again, so many signs of faith. Fresh look at truth. Hi, thanks, man. Yeah. They are silly to try and censor FE. Yeah. You know. Well, you know, this is it. I must say thank you to all of those of you who have given me some really encouraging comments, because, you know, obviously, to me, that makes it all worthwhile. When, you know, sure, I can understand for outsiders, it might seem that we're patting each other on the back and we're, you know, all that kind of stuff. But, you know that we kind of need this encouragement in the face of all this adversity and denial and absolute craziness, you know. Is that Thomas says, it blows my mind people still think they live in a ball. Yeah, of course, but the thing, I think it's also easy to forget. I mean, surely a lot of us have been on this journey for a long time, and many clues and triggers happened along the way, and kind of like, you know, I'm sure we've all had this experience where you can try and bring these very logical arguments and contradictions to someone, and it's like trying to break through an impenetrable wall. And to be honest, there's nothing you can do about it. You can talk about it until you're blue in the face, and we get very frustrated because we see the denial, we see the inability to kind of face this. So really, ultimately, it's always up to the individual, isn't it? You know, we can be here, and obviously the more we poke them, the more resistant people will often get, and the more ridiculous it becomes. Hi, sorry, it's a bit difficult to see the chats at the moment. It's very bright. So who we got? Oh, Zoo, hi. Party Pack, hi. Yeah, focus on a distant mountain, and it will also be focused on the moon. Yeah. I mean, look at this tree. It's a great example. This is it. You know, people say, well, where's your proof? Look at this, right here. See this tree? Is you know, is that tree higher than the water? You know, this is the kind of. I mean. I do wonder whether some of these deniers have some kind of, some you know, for example, Wolfie has accused flat earthers of being, what's the word? Dyslexic with dyscalculia or whatever he called it. Yeah. But then maybe some of these guys just can't see what we see. You know, this tree. It's about my height here. I'm on this hill. But does that mean that the water beyond that tree is physically as the tree? Of course not. We know it's not. We know that's just a result of looking across a flat surface. Oh, it's locally flat. See, so they can see it. They do understand that it's locally flat. Yeah. But maybe, you know. Yeah, it is beautiful. It's very, very hot. So I really wanted to, you know, I'm driving back from a thing, and I just wanted to share this with you. So it is a very lovely day. Nice aquamarine water there. I'd love to jump in. But that's the thing, when you get to some of these other points, you know, you can just look around and it's totally flat. It's absolutely magnificent. Yeah. What's that? Flat Earth. Wolfie will not zoom in on a star, even him only. Yeah. Yeah, someone needs to ask. Okay. They can't think critically, only parabolic. Yes. Well, you're jealous as you drive through the snow. Well, I'm coming back to the UK soon, and I hope I can meet up with some people there. Although this is beautiful weather and it's a beautiful country with beautiful people, it's time for me to get back to my roots, and I'll be doing that very soon. And it will be a shame to leave this behind, but got to be done. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right, Jazz. Nice one. So, yeah. That's all. You know, it's just we just got to keep pointing out the obvious, and when people are ready, they'll get it. They'll bring down their own walls of their own prison that they've built up around them. And I can understand how we might appear smug and we might appear to have some kind of special knowledge. It's nothing special. It's just going back to what we've always known. And of course, we're born into this world of illusion. Everything around us is illusion. We're born into it, and what we know instinctively is very quickly taken away from us, and we are blinded. Yes, it's summer here. It's still not quite the height of summer, but it's definitely the high season and the hot season. So it's probably about I wouldn't know the temperature right now, but it's very, very hot, so it's a very popular time of year, lots of tourists here. Yeah. You'd have to drag me away from there. Yeah, like I said, I don't want to go necessarily, but I'm a foreigner in a foreign land, and even though I've got a wife and kids, it's always a challenge to stay here. I've tried all sorts of things. I've tried setting up various businesses, but you always get stymied. There's always unwritten rules. In fact, so many rules are not written down that you can never get, it's very, very difficult. It's very difficult to be here on a long term. I've been doing it for 25 years, but hopefully I can establish an existence back in the UK. Yeah. People's egos are preventing them from seeing the fact. Absolutely, because we can see it. We can see it, and of course we're taught to think that we're stupid, or we're taught to think that we're smart because we can envisage flying space balls and perceive ourselves as being on a ball. So I understand, it's difficult. It was tough for me, the whole space thing. But, we get there eventually, and we just got to keep plugging away. Could be what Tom said, it could be worse. Could be an Englishman in New York. Nice one, yeah. Alright. Yeah, debunked by Brian Mullen, Yeah, so I'll just whiz you around. This is the hill, up here, Kamala Hill. So, yeah. It's my little ride down there, that's what I'm riding about on. It's a lot easier than a car, but yeah. Where is Brian? No idea. Listening does 100. Okay, here we go. 180 degrees. There we go. Or 360. 360. There we go. Ta-da! It's real. Yeah, but I was just trying to have a little. It's funny because I got a relative that, I mean, he will watch. He won't watch me, but he will watch Flight the Flat Earth and Simon Dan and all that kind of stuff. But he won't watch me. He won't, and he's typical of all these Globers. They won't listen to the arguments presented by us. Yeah. It is a nice spot, yeah. And that's the thing. They just, again, we get blamed for being in our echo chambers, but they are doing exactly the same thing because we've already looked and we've tried. We've listened to the arguments. Oh, there's someone going off in a parasail there. All right. That would also be impossible on a spinning globe. Yeah. But it is, isn't it? It's this discomfort with not knowing. Of course, we've got the usual thing. An unbelievable attacks on Yahoo for FE. Okay. Yeah, how do they measure 90 trillion miles? They can't ever tell us. You ask someone where this figure comes from. And of course, isn't it funny? Because that's this kind of so-called proof. Again, looking at the sky, not looking at the earth. But you ask them for this fundamental proof. They can't provide it. Absolutely nuts. Yeah. There's another parasailer over there. Yeah. But it's funny, isn't it? When you come up with these really simple examples, is when people they go absolutely nuts. And they tell you how stupid they are. Even they joke about that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, anyway, let's just watch this parasailer. Alright, trying not to drop this thing. Okay, keep it steady. Alright. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it's just amazing. The obfuscation. So, I'm in the way of people that wanting to take photographs here. Hang on. It's one of those beauty spots. People like taking their photographs here. Yeah, do you want to see the madness on the road? We'll see if anyone comes up at like 3, 4 on a hi blood. Execrate, hi. Some here and understand the issue. Shrug, explain, meh, and go back to watching Netflix. There simply is no curvature. We see. Yeah. So actually, I mean, I was wondering if the whole point, what if the whole point of us being here is this kind of game where, oh shit, oh you dope, oh bloody hell, that was stupid. You see that? Yeah. It's a game. Where we're born into this illusion, Maya, and to be honest, the way the stars are, the sun and the moon, I mean, it tells us, it can all be interpreted in so many different ways that it just, to me, it shouts to us that this is the whole illusion. You are in a world of illusions, and if we can actually suss it out before we die, then maybe you kind of win the game in some respects. And that's what's so sad. My father passed away, being a very kind of stubborn person, wouldn't listen to any of the alternative ideas about cancer treatment and stuff like that. Died at the hands of the doctors within a few months. Injected him with poisons. Okay, I'm getting a data warning, so I'm running out. Yeah, and it's like, wouldn't listen to his son, wouldn't even try it. Yeah. So, oh, by the way, I can highly recommend liver flush. My wife did it the other day. 3, 4, 5 days of apple juice, lots of apple juice, and then get yourself some Epsom salts and some olive oil. neck that on the 5th or 6th night, and you'll get rid of a load of gallstones. Yeah, if anyone's having problems with their liver, do that. It will sort you right out. Yeah, Execrate says, seems all we can do here is make choices and then observe and experience the result of those choices. Yeah. Hey, listen, I'm kind of running up the data on my phone here, so it's gonna run out. So listen, I'm gonna love you and leave you, but thank you very much for joining me with this lovely view. And as you can see, it is measurably and demonstrably and observably flat. And only those who have faith in their occult belief of their gravity god will deny what we see. All right? So take it easy, everyone. Thanks a lot. We'll catch up soon. Over and out. Cheers.